For some reason, people in my comments, or I think maybe one specific guy wants me to do a video on Dumbsville. So here it is, guy that kept recommending me to say something about Dumbsville. For those who don't know, Dumbsville is like a video game cartoon critic person who, in my opinion, is not funny or enjoyable to listen to at all. His editing is very fast paced, and that's a joke. But I feel like a lot of the jokes in his reviews just comes down to a guy talking really fast and guy talking very loudly. There's really there's no like slapstick or nothing like that. It's just millennial Zoomer humor and pointing out the obvious while also having very surface level opinions on media. Not that having surface level opinions is bad per se, but with other YouTube critics, I just see them do it better, like Some Call Me Johnny. Alright, let's look at this video. It's Metal Gear, the definitive narrative. 7 hours long. Why would I watch this? If I want to get the definitive narrative of Metal Gear Solid, I could just easily boot up the games right now and play through them. Or if I am like a person that doesn't have any of the Metal Gear games for whatever reason, or I'm someone who's not interested in the franchise, I could easily just go on YouTube and look up a Let's Play. I don't really want to sit through Dumbsville explaining the obvious and just summarizing a story. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker is fine, I guess. I actually like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. I think the story is solid, and hey, it has some of the best Metal Gear fights in the entire franchise. And he thinks the game is fine, even though the gameplay is a huge upgrade from previous Metal Gear Solid games. Let's see what he has to say. Actually, never mind. There is no point in actually listening to what Dumbsville has to say because he had the audacity to sponsor Raid Shadow Legends right to my face. Look, when you are critiquing a game, I don't want you to sponsor something that's objectively, factually worse like Raid Shadow Legends. You pretty much just made your whole point moot because, I mean, you're clearly a Raid Shadow Legends fan. I'm going to rightfully assume that about you since you had the balls actually sponsor the game. Why should I listen to someone who likes Raid Shadow Legends? I mean, there is a common argument that, oh well, YouTubers they gotta sponsor this garbage to your face, and I'm like, no, they don't. They don't gotta sponsor that at all. They could easily get a real job or something. So I'm just gonna assume that Dumbsville is just a legitimate Raid Shadow Legends fan, and that just pretty much moots his whole entire point. And you know what's awesome is that Dumbsville, if I say that he's a Raid Shadow Legends fanboy shell, he can't really disagree with me because when you had to do a Raid Shadow Legends sponsor, you had to go through some contract signing and you can't say anything mean about Raid Shadow Legends. Imagine that. If you're a YouTube critic and you can't say something mean about a video game, does that even really make you a real critic, to be honest? I feel like sponsoring Raid Shadow Legends and a game review, ruins the review itself. Like, you couldn't have found any other sponsor that's not video game related. I mean, all sponsors are terrible, but there's more irony when you're doing a Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship and a game critique. Like, you ever seen the movie Ratatouille? Imagine how, imagine if after the critic gives his speech, the critic also decides to sponsor some awful food restaurant or some awful food app. Like, that would just ruin the tone of the movie. But dang, I guess I can understand why he has to do the sponsorship. I mean, 300,000 subscribers, and he only makes $190 on Patreon. Holy crap, that's very low for a channel of this size. It's crazy. Like, Dumbsville has a channel that's bigger than Skitty Bitties, and Skitty Bitty basically got caught, asking minors for money online. And even she makes more on Patreon than Dumbsville does, and her channel is smaller. That's so weird. Back in the day, Dumbsville actually did used to get like a stupid amount of views, like hundreds of thousands or even a million views at sometimes. But nowadays in 2026, the guy is just bleeding views for whatever reason. And it's not like he's been involved with any serious drama. It's not like he gave an awful opinion like Alice Myers. It's just less people are watching Dumbsville. I think this is because maybe his audience is growing out of him or something. Maybe they're tired of him sponsoring Raid Shadow Legends. I would unsubscribe too if my favorite YouTuber started doing that. But You know, it's fine when this starts happening to your channel. Every YouTube channel is going to go through this phase where they start off big, or, you know, every big YouTube channel anyway, will go through this phase where they start off big, and then as time goes on, the audience moves away. Alright, so that was the Dumbsville video. I'm gonna go back to watching The Sopranos now.